Okay, if you remember over here down there on that end cage, the double hole I had down there, that was where the Siamese satin New Zealand babies were, and they are all gone and butchered and in the put them in the canner. So they were all canned, and they were in canning that meat is delicious. You take it, you put the bones, everything, you know, you quarter it, and then you loin it, and then you put them in the canner and you can them, and it comes out and it peels right off the bone. I got that idea off Houndsman's videos, and he's got an excellent video of how to do that. This is our triple cage that we built. It's a 2x2, 3 2x2 holes, and this is for the side project. It'll be a weaning cages too, but the side project, the whites and reds, that's where the bucks that I decided to keep out of each of those litters, that's where they're going to be going, and they'll be raised in this cage here. And then, you know, the bucks will breed back to another red, and then that baby will get bucks out of that, and it'll breed back to another red until I get good red color back into their system, but trying to maintain their body and type. Now that's where Athena was, and Athena again went to my friends for his FFA project. She had the 9, she didn't pull any hair, had them all over the wire. Now, Artemis here, she had 5, they were all cold and barely moving. That morning, and I mean, they felt like icicles in my hand. I took them inside, my wife and I wrapped them up in towels, they warmed up, turned pink. I mean, they weren't even hardly breathing. It was amazing how tough they are, and they got to be doing better. We brought them back out here that afternoon. Later on, there was 2 pink ones dead out on the wire, and I thought, oh, they got out of the cage. She had 2 more after we brought the box back, and she had them out on the wire. So she had 5, and then since then 2 of them have died, and there's 4 of them in here, and one of them has been fostered over from one of the other does. And this is a kind of weird story. I fostered her because she had this other doe. She had, I'm sorry I'm going so fast, maybe I can do a better update later with babies, but I got a lot to show. This other doe had what she had 11, and I gave 1 to baby Ruth, who she had only had 6, so I thought, well, I'll give her 1. Well, she raised that 1 white one out of all of them, and she lost all of her red and white crosses, so I just brought that white over here and gave it to Artemis, because to get her to be able to breed back sooner, so I can get that red and white cross going on her a little bit quicker. And that white doe that I spoke of is over there in that corner. She had 11, she's now down to 8, I think, after that one was fostered, so she lost 2 of them. Alright, well, obviously we've seen how we did the pen with the cold weather and the tarps are up. Well, I've taken that wall out right there. We moved the door down to here. I've taken this wall out that was right along here, along the edge of the concrete, and I put it up over there, and it actually extends out farther than the old wall there. And we just made it that way, so it's all more easy, a lot easier to move around in here. Feng shui, as you would say, it's just everything works together better, and we can just be in the middle, wide open, all the rabbits around the side of us. And I guess we'll start over here. This is the out of that broken litter I've had in all my videos. This is Dots. She's the one I kept. I would have kept the other one just like her also, but it had broke its back. If you remember in my last video, I mentioned something about it. It and the 2 that had excessive white hairs and the little red one that was kind of the run of the litter, they were all have been made it to the canner. And here's Twizzler. Twizzler's the one that won the junior doe there at the state convention here a couple weeks ago. That's her, and beautiful little Twizzler. Here's Baby Ruth. Baby Ruth is the one that she just had 6, and then I fostered one of those white ones over to her from Hestia, and that white one ended up making it. You know, they all made it a week. The white one I ended up moving over, but one time she had urinated on them. One time the rain came, and so I went ahead and built the hardware cloth, you know, covers. So now no more rain in the feed, no more rain getting into the boxes if they get shifted to the front too much or something like that. So she's going to be getting ready to breed here again, hopefully on Friday night. This is where Milky Way's cage was, but she's moved inside due to the fact I want to make sure she stays in there. It's a little bit warmer, a little bit easier to raise the babies in, and I want to make sure they make it. Now here's Zeus, my white buck Zeus, who I'm breeding the whites with. that are not breeding to 0, so I can have 2 at a time and maybe foster with. Here's Starburst. This is Twizzler's sister. She finished just behind Twizzler in all the shows that they were at. So beautiful and good jobs there. The fan cords, they're going down here to this little heating element, the heating lamp here. And again, we got the covers on all the cages now for the fronts for the cold weather. Now she had, Iris, she had 8 brokens. They're white over red broken, and she had 8 of them and has since lost 2, 1 solid and 1 broken. And let's see if we can get Iris out of here. Come on, Iris. Come on, baby. Come on. Come on. Out the cage. Get out of there. Thank you, baby. There we go. Let's see if I can. I'll just move them over here so we can see them better. There goes the water. Alrighty. There they are. They're doing wonderful. Good looking one here. It's a big one. Got a nice butterfly on it. Hopefully that's a buck. See, that wild rabbit color that's something else, but we'll try to get to work changing that back to red. But good markings, nice broken pattern, good butterfly. The others have like half butterflies, and this one's I'm gonna have to say a broken black. But that's neat. The rest are all wild rabbit color, and they all have the broken gene in them, obviously. So hopefully one of these 4 are a good buck. This little one here, I'm not hoping it ain't the only buck or something, but hopefully this big guy here is a buck, and he'll be kept back for that breeding purpose to get back to reds for my broken reds. And I'll breed that buck back to a probably like Milky Way or something like that. But these guys are in here, and that heating lamp's just under them. That's just an extra security. She's done a great job with them, but a little extra security and mindset for me to make sure that I don't lose a whole nother litter of my Red Cross stuff. And here's Hestia right here. She's got all her babies in this box. Looks like I'm going to run out of time and have to make 2 videos again. And she's got 8 of them in here. Right there they are. All 8 of them babies. Yep. And Aphrodite, who's obviously shedding like crazy. And then here's Hera. Hera just had a whole bunch of babies, I hope. They just happened today. She's being a little testy. We're not going to mess with them yet. She's kind of had an attitude since she got bred. She's had a couple good weeks, then she'd have a bad week, and then a really good week. And then today she's been kind of acting funny. So I'm not going to go in there and touch them quite yet. But I think that's everything. You know, the changes we had. I know I ran out of time and I'm talking really fast. Maybe I can get another video and do a little slower with these babies when they get a little bit bigger. But I'll leave you off with these guys here. Cute little babies going. And the inserts, you can see the wood inserts, how well they work. They're not against that metal at all. They're all up against that wood, nice and smooth. And I think that's working out really good for me. And they're probably like, get that heat lamp back on us. So we'll get them back in there, and I'll talk to y'all later. Bye. Oh yeah, another thing I wanted to share with y'all is obviously we use water bottles during the summer, and we needed something for the winter. And we got these rubber 2-quart bowls, pretty good size. But I've had the Crocs and I've had the plastic when they freeze and stuff. And these guys, when they freeze, if they don't freeze hard, you can just take 2 hands instead of just my one, and you shove them against each other like this, you know, and it breaks it up, all the ice falls out. But if it's frozen solid, that's what we got our dead blow here for. And you can crack it on the side and then turn it over and just pop it. You know, and it knocks that whole block of ice out. Real smooth and simple. Works really good for us, and might help somebody else out if they haven't decided on what they need to do. You know, I've had the plastic Crocs where you break them and stuff, but this stuff, it's tough. The rabbits don't chew it up very bad at all, and it's working good. So it's another idea.